So long, she knew so long as she died.
True international of depression.
And Joan Shingang, passed away.
Okay, it's time to play What's He Saying?
Welcome to What's He Saying. It's a fun new game where we try to make sense of Biden's inane gibberish.
All right.
I'll play a short clip from a Juneteenth event, and each guest will have to guess what the hell he just said. Right. Roll it.
They're all ghosts in new garments trying to take us back. Well, there are. Taking away your freedoms, making it harder for black people to vote. Or have your vote counted. Closing doors of opportunity. Attacking the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion. If you can believe it, banning books about black experiences. Okay. Trying to erase and rewrite history.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm going to go to you first, Aaron. I kind of get the gist, but what just happened there?
I definitely heard something regarding ghosts.
Yes.
And garments, and possibly taking us back. So I think he's hallucinating in public, because I don't know what else would be happening involving ghosts and garments.
All right. Jeff, did you notice something like his mouth decided to leave his body?
Yeah. This guy has trouble with words, for sure.
Yes.
I believe he was saying that goats are somehow black people. And they're taking it back for equity and diversity. Did I win?
I don't know. I had no idea. Let's play it one more time for Kat and Tyrus. Then we'll go to discussion.
They're all ghosts in new garments trying to take us back. Well, there are. Taking away your freedoms, making it harder for black people to vote. Or have your vote counted. Closing doors of opportunity. Attacking the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion. If you can believe it, banning books about black experiences. Okay. Trying to erase and rewrite history.
So, Tyrus, he's talking about a group of very
He's
bad
talking about me,
yes.
okay? Okay, and that was the most racist I've ever heard in my life. He called us ghosts. He said we're kicking in doors and taking away everyone's opportunities. He said we need to go back on the boat. Yeah. Did you not all hear the same I'm hearing?
Stealing books?
We steal books. We don't know what computers are. It was the most ridiculous. It was horrible.
But I'm trying to figure out who he was talking. I mean, I'm assuming he's talking about Republicans.
The one time he was in the right place. He came up thing is Juneteenth, good chance, 97% of the audience is black. Yeah. And this was a good time for him to tell it how it is. Yeah. And apparently, we're stealing everyone's opportunities, and we need to go back on the boat.
You don't understand that speech right there?
He just told America to ghost the blacks. Ghost us.
I don't know. All right, Kat, you've heard it twice now.
I just thought he said, like, Republicans have a lot of new clothes.
Yeah.
And don't like black people.
No, black people stole the government's clothes.
The ghosts have the garments. Well, I thought ghosts may be white, like white people.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Or like ghosting,
who have
like
new clothes.
Has happened to you. You've been ghosted a few times.
Oh, yeah. Aggressive.
Here's my question. Okay. We have a come to Jesus moment here where this guy cannot run for president. When is he dropping out, Aaron? He has to drop out.
I don't think he will.
How can you? Because
that happened, and also things have moved on.
But also, this guy has wanted to be president since the 80s.
But he's already president.
The only way Joe Biden leaves office is if he loses or, like, if he passes away. He is going to be on the ballot in November. Ballot access would be a huge issue, like all the complications that go with that. But even if he has, like, weird mouth twitches in that clip or like, the guy very clearly has struggles speaking, he is going to be the Democratic nominee.
I just don't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, I 100%.
He was coded. He's clever. You got to watch him. He's sneaky. Gibberish, black. Gibberish, don't touch him. Gibberish, they need to get out of here. Gibberish, boat. Genius.
I'm going back to my theory that he's like a mafia don. He's pretending to be mentally ill, but then behind the scenes, sharp as a tack.
Because he beat the rap.
Yeah,
he beat the rap. Maybe President Trump should have been like, what day is it?
All right, I'm coming to this. All right, Kat, let me ask you this.
Mama.
Have we come to the conclusion that we don't need a president when an invalid is in charge? Or clearly somebody else is in charge here.
The defining moment for me really was the oil cancer.
Yeah.
Like when he got out there and he said, I have cancer from oil on my mom's windshield. And then we moved on the next day like he didn't say that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if the president says, I have cancer, and then we just like are like, yeah, he didn't. Like, and then like his press team is like, oh, he just said he's been affected by cancer. No, he didn't say that. After I saw that and everyone just like moved on going about their day like that didn't happen, well, of course, he can do whatever. He can do that 9 million times over, and then everyone's just going to move on like it didn't happen.
Everybody here in their head is kind of okay with him being the nominee. There's a chance he could win. But I swear to God, if he was the airline pilot and you were boarding that plane, you would all get the off. You would.
No.
Why are you okay with this?
No. I wouldn't want him to be my cashier at McDonald's.
Yes.
Okay? I'd be like, I'm never getting my order.
Walmart greeter. Missing handshakes in front of my... Oh, come on, man.
It's so true. It's like we have to put him in perspective. You wouldn't let him walk your dog.
Well, who won? What's he saying or not? Yeah. did I win? Did Tyrus win? Who won?
I think Tyrus won.
All right, fair enough.
Because he's black.
Yeah, Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth.
The president's kicking me out. When's my boat coming?
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.